Hi there, Michael Griffiths here from the Business Connectors, and great to have you along at this particular episode. I'm here with James Barwood from JDL Strategies, and we'll get to James very shortly. Hopefully you've been enjoying our episodes, you've been connecting with our guests. As I always say, we've always got such great guests with great networks and a great ability to be able to help open doors with you, so you'd be silly not to connect with them. And today is no different. James, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Let's start off with, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, for myself, from a business aspect, I started as a civil engineer and went into the environmental engineering space pretty quickly. My focus was cleaning up contaminated land. And my purpose at that point was really to stop people getting sick through cancer and exposure to toxins. And I did that for nearly a decade. I cleaned up some of the most contaminated sites across Australia and the UK. Which I really enjoyed. I moved to Australia and started to get a bit disillusioned with the regulations and the enforcement of those. So I didn't feel I was having the impact that I wanted to on people personally. So I left the engineering space, actually started a fitness studio with my wife. Really focused on nutrition and health, well-being, which is an amazing journey. It was really a lot of fun. I did a lot of learning that period. And one thing that really stood out for me in that time was a statistic that came up that 60% of Australian adults are sick with chronic disease.
Right. So
obesity, diabetes, other related illnesses, which for me coming from the UK, when I first arrived here in Sydney, I thought it was such a healthy space that it was actually quite a shock. And then with the research found out that most people were getting sick through financial stress. So stress was the biggest driver, of which most of it was financial stress, which again, affluent country, just seems unlikely that would be the cause. So it started to make me think, ask a few questions. And what happened at that time was I was actually doing a property development for myself personally to raise my financial situation for my family and myself, and I met a company through JDL Strategies, and I started working with them, and an opportunity came across to work with them. Yeah. And that was, for me, it's still helping people personally and through finance, but also affecting their health as well.
Yep, fantastic. So really, everything you've been about so far is really following a bit of a passion to help other people.
Yeah, help other people, but really focus on their health and make sure people have if you haven't got your health, there's not much else you've got really, so it's really focusing on that. Yeah,
very true, very true. So what is JDL Strategies? What does it do? Tell us a little bit about JDL.
So JDL Strategies is focused on a mission to raise financial intelligence in Australia. So what that means is getting people really clear what they need to live on and how to get there. So looking at what their financial position is and how to move them from where they are to now where they need to be. And if I was to break that into 3 steps, it's education, integration, and then implementation. Okay. So educating the clients to understand what's possible for them, and to actually open their mind to some alternatives. Having an integrated group of companies working for them. So we have an accounting firm, financial planning firm, finance company, property management, and research team, all working together to drive this client's strategy forward in the most efficient manner. And then the implementation is just making sure it gets done. The education is great, but if there's no traction, nothing happens.
Yep.
So you want to educate and implement.
Yep, fantastic, great. And also, obviously knowing JDL a little bit, you're not just people who have popped up in the last property boom that wants to spruik a few properties and get rich very quickly and then all of a sudden disappear.
Not at all. No, the company's been around for nearly 19 years now, and it's growing. We've got offices in every capital city. We're looking internationally this year as well. So the first little finger's gone out there to move overseas. So it's all based around serving the client and making sure the client's looked after. The company's grown nearly 400% since GFC. So in the time when things have been, I guess, considered a bit tough, the company just has basically exploded because every point is focused on the client's need and getting them move forward to achieve what they want to achieve.
Yep, brilliant, fantastic. So most of our audience right now, they're business owners. Yeah. They've created a business. Some of them are doing better than others. Yeah. But I suppose really the business is one pillar. And I'm very big on having multiple pillars that can help you with your wealth. Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about the importance of that.
I think a really good analogy that one of my mentors told me was like your financial position is a bit like a table. You've got 2 or maybe 3 legs, it's not very stable. It's very good to have multiple streams of income to support your base. Yep. Coming from a business perspective, what I saw personally was if you've got multiple streams and your main source of your business starts to suffer or goes through a period of low income or cash flow, I think the pressure can be taken off if you've got other streams of income there to support you. And most people get into business to help people and to make money. But if the cash flow tends to get a bit dried up, then people have to start focusing on the sales maybe more than the service. I think having those backup streams can really mean you can always step back from your business, identify the problems more on where that cash flow issues are going to be, and really then focus on that, and then provide the better service, which will then get you back on track and quicker than chasing the sale for the cash flow. Lovely
analogy. So I suppose again, most business owners that are watching this go, great, got no idea where to start or what to do or where I even head to next.
Yeah.
What does JDL Strategies, I suppose, focus on in terms of helping these sorts of people?
If I was to look at, I guess, 3 core strategies, the first one is, where are you right now? What is your current financial position? Most people don't really understand that, so get them clear on where they are right now. And then I guess the next step is where they want to be. What is the financial position, the number you want to be at to get to? Because you can't have a strategy without those 2 points. Once you've got that in place, let's really look at, if you've got a fixed amount of income right now or from a business income, where are your biggest expenditures? Look at your budget really carefully. Where can potentially you can find some extra savings, which we call paying yourself first. And use that money to then drive into other investments to back up your business stream. And then the third one is to really have a strategy that focuses on personal debt reduction, tax minimization, and asset accumulation. Because all wealth is about asset accumulation, whether it's business, property, shares, whatever it is. We want to look at all of them. Our strategy focuses initially on investment properties, which are very tax effective, utilizing those along with debt reduction, and then the moment those properties are either cash flow positive, which can be straight away or later on, that extra income can be used then for shares, managed funds, or putting into your business, whichever you choose.
Yep.
So it's integrating both your personal and your business, and also your super, into understanding all those avenues and all having the direct goal in terms of the target you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, brilliant. So it really is this complete whole approach.
Exactly.
Rather than a lot of people who go, well, let's go get a property, but they aren't speaking to all these other people who are part of that plan at the same time.
Exactly, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. So property, I know, is one of the main strategies that you guys work with.
Yeah.
What sort of property things are you seeing coming up at the moment? What sort of investment property strategies are hot at the moment?
At the moment, look, obviously Sydney's had we live in Sydney, and there's been a massive increase in Sydney over the last 3 years. And so for us, at the moment, we're just being obviously careful with where we look at right now around this area, just because it may be a while now to see some more significant growth. As a company, we tend to focus more on houses rather than units, just in terms of owning the land and moving forward with that perspective. So we're looking for growth areas around capital cities, where the land is going to appreciate over the next few years.
Yep.
And always controlling that asset rather than being part of a larger complex.
Yep.
So I guess it's a strategy that's worked for 18, 19 years, and it's just having the greater control over your assets moving forward.
Yep, certainly. And I suppose, as most people know, McDonald's value isn't in the McDonald's franchise, it's in the land that they bought to be able to build the building on.
Definitely.
And when you start to understand that and you look at where every McDonald's sits, they're in prime real estate positions, aren't they?
Exactly.
And you'd hate to know what they got the land for originally versus what it's now worth. Fantastic. A little bit of a networker yourself. You're great at building relationships. When I think we met when you guys had the dance studio nearly 4 years ago.
Exactly.
And at that stage, you were very big in going to Manly Chamber and things like that. For some of our listeners who don't get out to networking events much or a little bit not sure what to do there, what's a piece of advice that you could give them in terms of getting out to a networking event and what to do at a networking event?
At the event itself, I think the most important thing of anything is anyone you're talking to is be genuinely interested in what they do. If you're totally listening and actually actively listening to what they're saying and genuinely interested, they're going to connect to you naturally. Nothing going on in the back of your head. It's just focusing exactly on what they're saying. Listen. There's always something you can get out of that conversation, and that will that person will connect to you much quicker.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think in terms of connections, I think one of your core areas is your clients. If you service your clients really, really well, you'll be able to get 3-4 referrals from those people, and they'll give you avenues to new networking events you won't be aware of. So looking after your clients is always be number one.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the second one for me is always having in the back of your mind a rough indication of which clients you have, what industry they're in, and what they do. And with my clients, I'm always asking them, what can I do to help you in your business? Now, sometimes there's nothing, but they may say, I'm looking for this person. And it's just a natural conversation. You're trying to help them. You may have 2 or 3 clients you can link together, again, it's just helping your clients achieve more in their business, which will generally come back to you as well.
Yeah, lovely. Fantastic. So if what James has spoken about today resonates with you, if you're there as a business owner going, well, I've got a business, but I don't really have too much else, you're there going, well, I'm actually interested in property investing, but just don't know where to start, James Barwood is the person you need to be connecting to. You can find James on LinkedIn. Just type in James Barwood and you will find him there. As I say, with all of our guests, they're well-connected people. They've got great mindsets, great values. Connect with them because they'll be more than happy to allow their network to connect with you also. So hope you've enjoyed that. It's been really insightful. Thank you, James, for joining us. As many of you know, we invest heavily in property. I think it's a great tool for you to be able to build your wealth outside of your business. So really encourage you to have a chat to James and really see if there's something there that he might be able to help you with. Till next time, we hope to see you at an upcoming event that we're at. Come meet the community, come and meet other great people. Till then, we'll see you next time on the Business Connectors. Take care.